Can you take an Ancestry.com test to seek familiar relations to Jay? Like I said, all you got to do is find a relative that's willing to submit
Right. I wanted
DNA.
to address that too, because we did do that.
Yeah.
We went and did Ancestry.com after his sister Lakeisha was contacting him, and he did submit his test. But on Ancestry, they can block. You can block other people.
Oh, really?
So what happens is you can push a button and say you don't want this person to, but he already knows. We didn't.
I don't care what y'all say. That's Jay-Z's son, and I'm not saying that just because they look alike. So first thing I want to say is Jay-Z first, he offered a payment to them, which they didn't take it. So the young man showing that it's not even about the money, that like he just want to know, like, is you my dad or is you not my dad? So
girl, y'all need to grab a seat for this one because this tea is piping hot. So word on the street is that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage might be on the rocks, and the reason has everything to do with Jay's alleged son, Rymir Satterthwaite. So here's the tea. Rymir has been alleged to have supposedly taken a DNA test with Latisha Macer, who also claims Jay is her father, just to see if they're related. And y'all, sources are saying the results showed a match. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Inside, sources claim Beyonce was left heartbroken and humiliated by the news. And if the word going around turns out to be true, then Queen Bey may be ready to file for divorce from Jay-Z because sticking with him was going to affect her brand negatively. And y'all, Beyonce is dumping him like a hot potato. All right, y'all, if you missed this one, let me catch you up real quick. So Jay-Z has been wrapped up in some paternity drama these past couple of years, and it all started when a woman named Wanda came forward claiming he was the father of her child. Now, at first, people weren't fully buying it because let's be real, a lot of celebs have faced baby daddy accusations that turned out to be nothing but rumors. So, right after Wanda filed that lawsuit, pictures of Rymir went viral, and fans were losing it because the resemblance to Jay-Z was just too strong to ignore. People were convinced he was the father, and y'all, it was wild. Now, according to Wanda, Jay-Z and his team reached out to her and her son after the whole thing went viral, and even offered to sign Rymir to his label, which was super cool, by the way. Now, according to Rymir's godmother, Jay-Z was down to handle it behind closed doors and even offered Rymir a record deal to keep things low-key. But once his legal team looked into the details, she says everything took a turn, she said. I got a call from his in-house lawyer, and they were helpful, and we thought we would resolve this privately. They even talked about Rymir's music talent and whether it was a good time to put him on his record label. But he had to finish high school, so I said no. Suddenly, different lawyers got involved, and their attitude completely changed. I think they realized there was more at stake for Sean, given that Wanda was allegedly underage. But then a few months ago, Rymir requested the court to mandate Jay-Z to take a DNA test, and for the first time since he was fighting for justice, the court agreed with him and ordered Jay-Z to respond to the filing and take a DNA test, which would put the whole case to bed. But instead of just taking the DNA test, Jay-Z's legal team filed an injunction blocking the court from allowing him to take a DNA, and y'all, it caused a stir on the internet as fans believed Jay-Z was scared of taking the DNA because the result, coming back positive, would not only mean he would be facing charges for hooking up with the minor, but also transporting her across state lines. But then Rymir isn't the only one who has called out Jay-Z, accusing him of being their dad, because years back, a lady named Latisha Macer called out Jay-Z for being her father. According to her, she grew up hearing from her family that Jay-Z was her father. She's based in Maryland, and she says her mom met Jay-Z through her aunt back in the day. And y'all, Latisha isn't second guessing it. She says she's completely sure that Jay-Z is her dad. She took to her Instagram and wrote, "I've been quiet for far too long. Join me as I tell you my story of living in the shadows of being Jay-Z's daughter in a city where everyone knew he was my father. Growing up, I watched multiple sclerosis take its toll on my mom, taking my fun mom that I've always known to a 24-hour bedridden. But I kept it all together, raising 4 kids, including a set of twins while going to school full-time, working 2 jobs at the prison and the hospital. Now, unlike the Rymir situation, which went rogue because his mother was a minor when he had him, Jay-Z handled Latisha Macer's situation well, because different media sources revealed that after she exposed Jay-Z for being her father, he bought her a $1.7 million mansion in Maryland and some monthly paycheck to get her off the internet. Now, y'all, this is where things flipped. Word on the street is that those monthly checks Jay-Z was allegedly sending to Latisha Macer suddenly stopped coming in. And according to insiders, that's when Rymir decided to reach out to Latisha Latisha so the two of them could take a DNA test, because at that point, it was the only way he could try to confirm if Jay-Z was really his father. Well, the results allegedly came back positive, and sources close to the situation say Rymir finally got the clarity he had been chasing his whole life. But here's the real kicker. Inside sources revealed that when Beyonce heard about the results, she broke down in tears because Rymir, being Jay-Z's son, meant that Jay-Z allegedly got involved with Rymir's mom while she was underage and even transported her across state lines. And y'all know that carries some serious legal weight. Now y'all, here's where the tea goes from hot to boiling. Sources close to the Carters are saying Beyonce has not only packed up and moved out of their home, but she's also standing with Rymir in all of this. Insiders say Bey felt totally blindsided and disrespected because Jay-Z had always sworn he didn't have any other children. And the plot thickens. Word is she's already tapped her legal team to get advice on possible divorce proceedings. Whew, if that's true, things are about to get real messy. And I'm not even gonna lie, this whole situation is just wild because Latisha Mather, who was allegedly under Jay-Z's payroll and even sitting pretty in a $1.7 million house, ended up flipping the script. She agreed to take that DNA test with Rymir. And guess what? The results allegedly came back positive. Now, some say one of the big reasons Beyonce might really be ready to pull the plug on this marriage is because of how all this plays in the public eye. Between the legal mess and how fans are starting to look at her for sticking by him, the pressure on her image and career might just be too much to ignore. Beyonce supporting Rymir stunned fans, and they left comments saying Jay-Z never ever thought his handlers would turn on him. He thought he was untouchable. Tony Busby is Rymir's legal advisor. Rymir has shut down the internet. All 6 judges should be held accountable. The crazy thing is that anyone who wants to know their real parents shouldn't be a problem that sad. The man is not asking him for anything. He just wants to know. Beyonce filed for divorce after finding out Rymir was Jay-Z's father. Or do you think there's more to this story than what is being reported? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out the next video.